Good afternoon, everyone. It is actually the afternoon in the UK as well. We're 1 o'clock here in Spain, and I thought I'd just dive on for a quick catch up with everyone. We've got 24 people in the room, which is not too bad for a midweek Wednesday afternoon live. Let's have a little look what's going on. Obviously, I'm expecting it to be a little bit quiet on the old comments tonight, but we'll chuck a few of them up, shall we? Hi Sheila, how are you? Hi Angelina, good afternoon to everyone. And hi Tina, how are we all? So yes, I just thought I'd dive on tonight. Firstly, we've got a live show tonight on Paul Thorpe's channel. I'm expecting that to be somewhat busier. Adelaide, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Hi Joanne. Hi everyone. Good to see everyone. Yeah, we've got a live show tonight on Paul Thorpe's channel, and it's going to be a relaxed one, a little bit more of a kickback one. We're not going to have any politics on there, thank God. As you know, I don't try to get too much involved in the political stuff anymore, which is a refreshing change. So live tonight on Paul's channel at 9 o'clock UK time, 10 o'clock Spanish time. We're going to be joined by Supercar Kev, so that's worth a little look. It'll be a little bit more relaxed than the normal sort of doom and gloom of the political stuff. First thing I want to talk to everyone about today, got a few people in now. Good to see everyone in. I won't bung you all up on the screen because it just gets boring for everyone, I guess, but good to see everyone's comments. Hello to everyone. Fantastic. Got 40 odd people in the room now, which is great. We'll move on. We have got, first things first, McLaren have won the Constructors' Championship. So they are now, basically, if you don't know about Formula One, they are the Constructors' Champions. That doesn't mean that either Lando Norris or Oscar Piastri is world champion yet, although we're hoping that that will come in the next 2 or 3 races. They could possibly, if they have a good couple of runs on the next couple of races, then that would be fantastic. So they will win the Constructors' Championship, which they've already won. And I'll just bring that back up. It actually tells you the dates they won that. That's 1974, 1984, 1985, 1988. God, my eyes are playing up there. 1989, 1990, 1991, 1999, 2024 and 2025. Well done, McLaren. Very, very well done. If you haven't seen the drone video, I put it up earlier. A lot of people are saying that it's the best video we've done so far, so it's worth having a little look. It's called Amazing Alado, and I get the drone flying around the castle and around this massive statue of Jesus overlooking the cities, and also a beautiful hotel that's up there located next to a lovely church and stuff. It's worth having a little look at if you haven't seen it already. I'll just jump on and clear a few things, and then I'll get over to your chats in case anyone wants to ask anything. We have gold has hit its all-time high. It hasn't just hit it, it's actually smashed it to pieces. I was expecting by the end of this year $4,000 an ounce. And as you can quite clearly see just now, this was about half an hour ago, it's $4,041 an ounce, which is over £3,000 an ounce of pure gold now, which when you hold an ounce in your hand, it's not an awful, it's that, that sort of size. It's just nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I mentioned on the channel a few months ago now, it's probably 5 months ago now, about if anyone wants to sort of chuck some money at something. I thought that gold was a good investment at the time. 6 months ago, it's gone up in the last 6 months, 32%, and in the last year, 55%. So it's worth having a little look still, because I still think it's got some way to go. I still see, and this is a personal opinion, not financial advice, of course, I still see it hitting $5,000 an ounce. Don't blame me if it doesn't, but my own view is it will hit $5,000 and beyond. That's my own personal view. So it's still got, 22, 23% to go before it hits that sort of figure. So if you had £1,000 now and you put it into gold and it did go up to $5,000 an ounce, you're probably going to be on 1,240, something like that, 1,245. Still a lot of money to be made. Whether that'll dip, I don't know. I still think gold is a long-term safe holding for people if you're looking for something to put your money into. So I've got that off my chest now, because I did want to say that, because obviously it's bypassed a really, really historic new high. With that in mind, I treated myself today, and I know my dad is watching because I told him just now, and he doesn't know this, but I treated myself today because I haven't bought anything for some time now. I treated myself to a new watch, and I swore I wasn't going to do it. It's gold, and that's one of the reasons I've done it, because obviously the gold value in itself is, you know, makes it worth more today than it was worth yesterday. So for those people that don't know, I'm a massive fan of the watch brand Frank Muller, or Frank Muller. Really, really lovely, lovely watch brand. Have a little look at this. It's not too in your face. It's not too blingy. I bought it off of a guy today, and he seems a really lovely watch enthusiast. We've promised to stay in touch as well. Have a little look. Let me know what you think of that. How about that little gem? I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's white gold. Obviously, the top line, or the top part of the circle, is the day of the week. So you would say effectively on that score there, you would say it's Monday the 17th of September, because down at the bottom dial you've got the months in the little circle. You've got the second hand in the little circle, and then obviously you've got your time. So when it goes from Monday to Sunday, when it then goes back to Monday, it just flicks back over. So it doesn't go backwards at all. And then obviously the black circle there is the time, the actual time itself. So that would be about 16 minutes past 10 on that picture. So anyway, I really, really love the brand Frank Muller. I've saved up a few quid recently, so I've gone ahead, bought it online, and through a watch dealer, not a watch dealer, sorry, a watch trading website. So I'm looking forward to receiving that. I don't know how long it'll be before it gets to me, because the guy's currently away on vacation at the moment. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. What do you think of that? Not over the top, but subtle, and I believe, I don't really know the price of that when that was new, but I reckon that was something like £23,000. I've paid nothing like that. I've paid probably 1/3 of that. So in my eyes, it's a good investment. Again, it's something I enjoy. I do love having it. I haven't actually got any watches out at the moment. I've only got one watch that I'm wearing at the moment, which is the good old Rolex Hulk, which is still got the stickers on it. Look at that. I've still actually got the stickers on the clasp on that. But that's going back up to the vault later on this afternoon, and then I'm just going to bring out one of the Duckworth ones. So yes, beautiful watch in my opinion. I hope it's going to fit nicely. It's 39mm wide and 55mm high. So that should look quite nice on the wrist. It's not in your face, but it's a beautiful complications. What's that? 5 or 6 complications in that. So it's a lovely little watch. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. While we're talking about bargains, went recently to the supermarket, and this is Spain, right? This is Spain all over. They have the you know, if you go into a place where there's a sale on, and it was this price, and it's now this whopping great big discount, and you get it for this price. Have a little look at a couple of the stickers that they had on the supermarket shelves. So Rocky Caramel Bar, blah blah blah, was €1, now a whopping saving of €1.25. So it's gone up 25p. So don't know whether that's a mistake, a printing mistake, but it obviously isn't, because it actually happened on another one. Weetabix Minis was $1.89, now a huge saving of $2.15. Not sure about that, guys. What do you reckon? Would you actually advertise a price increase? I mean, that looks like they're trying to sort of show off. Surely that should have said €2.89, now $2.15. Although you do get 50% extra free, which is quite nice. That's Spanish advertising at its best, isn't it? So I've got the things out of the way that I want to talk about. I'll go over to your comments now, guys. If there's anything you need to chat about in the comments, bung them up now, and I'll get to them in a second. Let's have a little look. Have I gone through everything? I've been on the phone all morning to the car import company for Sophie's car. We've now booked it for its ITV test on Friday. So I'm not going to be around much on Friday. That means we've got to take it there. But there's so many things that flag up when you bring a car over from the UK to Spain. You do save a lot of money, to be fair, so it is worth the extra aggravation. But her car tyres, they said, was incorrect. It appears now that they're not incorrect, and they were factory fitted at the time when the car was made. So that actually makes it okay. There's side steps on the side of the car. They said that there's no sticker on that, but we've gone back to the original specification list and it's on there. So again, that's sort of going to be okay. We had to get the lights adjusted the other day, which we was quoted double the amount, and we ended up having it done at the actual dealership themselves for half the money. So that was quite handy. So she's made a bit of a saving there. And I'm going to get the ITV, which is the MOT version of the Spanish test here. And that's going to be done on Friday. So let's hope that just passes with flying colours, and then she'll get the registration plate for Spain and have to pay the little amount of taxes that's got to come over, and hopefully it will be on the road. You have to excuse the mess at the moment. For the last 3 days I have been doing accounts, which is, as you can see, absolutely crazy. So they've got to get to the accountants in the next couple of days, because we do tax calculations here every 3 months. So not like in the UK, although it is coming to many businesses in the UK next year. You're going to be doing your tax calculations every 3 months instead of yearly. So I think you pay 4 times a year the tax, rather than it being in 2 stages, which was the end of January and the end of July. So that's coming in the UK as well. And that's it. One little thing I did want to ask everyone, and obviously we haven't got many people on today, but there'll be a few people that watch it after the thing's finished, after the live's ended. If you don't mind, can you check that you're still subscribed? Because a lot of people have been saying on Paul Thorpe's channel that it's exactly the same situation. They've been unsubscribed for some reason, and they haven't unsubscribed. So if you can just check that you're still subscribed, or maybe even unsubscribe, give it a couple of seconds and then resubscribe to make sure. And then also make sure your notification bell, let's get rid of that annoying banner that goes on down the, I don't know why that keeps coming on. Yeah, the annoying banner down the bottom, we'll get rid of that. So yeah, if you can make sure that you've got your notifications turned on, that would be brilliant. So I've got through all my bit of paper that I wanted to go through with everyone. Let's get into people's comments and have a little look what's going on. Is there anything that you want me to talk about? Hi Danny, I hope you and your family are well. Thanks Craig very much. Jenny, good to see you. Great video this morning. Yeah, that's the drone video, guys. I'll just quickly repeat it again. It's called Amazing Alado. Put it up a few hours ago. Again, drone footage don't seem to get the views, but I like the footage. It's the best bit of drone footage I've taken, and it's got an amazing sunset at the end, so it's worth having a little look if you haven't seen it already. A lot of people that have seen it obviously liked it. Martin's going to join us tonight. That's great. So that's, again, Paul Thorpe's channel, 9 PM UK time. It's just a bit more of a chilled one, so no political stuff. Well, I hope there's no political stuff. Paul will probably slip a couple of bits in there. You know what he's like. Yeah, the drone videos are doing all right for the people that have seen it. But, as I say, not many have seen it. That's the problem. Yeah, gold has gone crazy now. Sean is absolutely gone mad, and I don't think we've scratched the surface yet. There was a talk that there's an awful lot of debt in the United States, and apparently they own 8,500 tons of pure gold. Now, I don't know. Obviously, I don't think many people have seen that, but they allegedly own 8,500 tons of pure gold. Now, obviously, with all of the quantitative easing, and they've been reprinting money and stuff like that, you find that the inflation's going a little bit out of control, and basically, as I understand it, the dollar can never get out of its own debt. Now that creates a problem. So if they recalculated the value of gold, and I have heard this but I don't know how true it is, it's going to be in the tens of thousands of dollars an ounce. Now if that happens, with the gold holding that the United States have got, they can clear their debt. So there's a lot of, and obviously, you know, Doris down the road that's got a nice little gold ring on that she paid 150 quid for 20 years ago is going to probably be worth about 10 grand. So everyone's going to get a little windfall as well, if that happened. Gold now is absolutely insane. When you think there's a 2-ounce gold coin that I bought some time ago, and that's now, that on its own is worth $8,100. One gold coin. It's a 2-ounce pure gold coin. I paid nothing like that some years ago. And it's a lovely little thing to keep. I'd like to have invested a little bit heavier in gold myself, but there you go. Gary Neville, we'll move on from that comment. I'm not going to even mention the man. He's come under a lot of criticism. I can tell you that. I don't really even know who he is, to be fair. I think it's something to do with football. If he is, I don't know because I don't follow football. So excuse me if I don't know who he is. But I've obviously heard the name, but I don't know who he is. Well, the watch is an investment, Danny. We will forgive you. That's the whole idea with me. I don't like ever having money in the bank. If I build up a little bit of money in the account, I like to clear the money. I have no money in the account, but I buy an investment or a thing that I believe will go up in value. Because your money in your account is just not worth having, is it? It's not worth the interest you pay on it, and then you pay your tax on the interest. You might as well put it into an asset that will hopefully grow. And it's just etching your bets, isn't it? Some people put it into artwork, memorabilia, gold, watches, houses, this, that, and everything else. It's just having a spread of portfolio, isn't it? That's exactly how it's got to be. Danny, I hope your dad, son, and daughter are well. All good, my friend. All good. My dad is watching this, so I've just got off the phone to him about 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I love the watches. It's nice. This is all about the watch, this one. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, mate. Say what you want about Timex, but they still tell exactly the same time. Don't matter if you've got a £5 watch or a £5,000 watch. It all tells the same time. Gets dark at the same time, doesn't it? At least the supermarkets are being upfront and honest. Yeah, exactly. At least they're telling you that the prices are going up. This is all to do with those pricing stickers there. We'll quickly put them back up for those that have just joined us. Yeah. Morning, Luke. How are you, mate? I love that, Andy. Very true. Diane Abbott. Woohoo. Cuckoo. Yeah, it's... thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let's get that off the screen. If you don't mind, as I say, making sure you are subscribed. As I say, it's a bit quiet today. It was only a random live. I had half hour because Sophie's gone out to teach some school children some English. She does it as a favour for a friend of hers. And then she's going to pick Carter up. So I certainly won't be live when Carter comes back because all hell breaks loose. Telly goes on. YouTube on full volume. Yeah. Sorry, I missed that one. I sell vintage watches online. I repair them and sell them on. Sean, that's really good, mate. That's really good. I bet that's quite a peaceful, therapeutic business if you're actually taking them apart and servicing them and repairing them. That's really good, mate. Hello, Danny in Spain. Great to see you. Great to see you as well, Ian. How's the things going with the children's charity? Right, so we've delivered the first batch there. The whole thing is to do with Christmas. So we've got to write the tags out. They will go on the Christmas tree when the Christmas tree goes up. That will be the end of November in the restaurants. People will take one of the tags off of the Christmas trees. They will then buy the item or donate the money to buy the item, and then the stuff gets delivered to them on Christmas Eve. That's the plan. Yeah, I'm still subscribed and get notifications. Cheers, Sean, for the update. I appreciate that. Fantastic. Unsubscribing happens all over YouTube. Don't know why, Ian. It's quite strange. Still subscribe, mate. Thank you very much. It's handy that people are checking at least. Hi, Danny. Love the drone footage. Thank you very much, mate. That's appreciated. It was a good one, that one, if I say so myself. I put some other music on the other day when I went to an event in Mazaron, and it got a YouTube strike for it because apparently it wasn't YouTube friendly, the music I put on. So it's a little bit sameish, but I will look for some other music that's YouTube friendly, shall we say. Let's have a little look. Hi, Danny. I've just seen your live. The drone footage is very good. Thank you. A lot of debt everywhere, Danny. Yep, there seems to be. No more so than the UK and the US and, a lot of Europe, to be fair. Very good at spending the money. And a lot of the time now, they can't afford to pay the debt back, so they're borrowing money to pay the debt back. So where does that lead? An absolute disaster, if you ask me. They do. We gave them a huge amount, so they will be with us in the war. Oh, sorry, late on panel, late on parade. We'll rewind and catch up. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate that. Is there a website to view your vintage watches? Oh, there you go. That's for Sean there. I don't know whether you've seen that, mate. Hi, Danny's dad. Yeah, so he's in the chat having a look. Well, he obviously won't be commenting on the chat. So yes, guys, I'm not going to stay on very long today, but everyone's saying that they're still subscribed, but I really appreciate people checking. Stuart said that that's why he caught the live, because obviously he's seen the link. May I ask what the best bank to use in the UK? I'm not really clever enough to tell you that. What would I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. Halifax, maybe? One of the old banks. Metro's obviously had a massive problem a couple of days ago, hasn't it? It seems to have taken loads of people's money, and people were standing at petrol pumps and they couldn't pay for the money because they were plunged into an overdraft. Again, this just reinforces my entire thing about cashless society. Imagine us all being out and, it's gone and we can't use cash anymore. What do you do when you stand at the petrol pump, when you're trying to catch a train and buy a ticket? What do you do when you're at an airport, or you want to buy some food, or you need to, I don't know, whatever you'd want to do. You're standing in your supermarket waiting to pay. You need to renew your car insurance. You need to do anything. What happens when cash is gone? You've got no other option, have you? If the banks go down like it did with Metro Bank yesterday, and I did do a Metro video a couple of days ago, if you haven't seen it, what do? Can't do anything, can you? You can't pay for your petrol because you can't use cash, because cash you can't use it anymore. Absolutely horrific. And it just continuously goes to prove that we're right when we say cash is king, because we wouldn't have all these problems if it was just cash, was it? I see lots of comments yesterday. Someone put a YouTube video up saying that they had a lot of aggravation with it, and all the comments underneath, or it might have been on Facebook, I can't remember, all the comments underneath were saying I was stuck at a petrol pump because I couldn't end up paying. It was declining my payments. How embarrassing for that person. I hope these people all get compensation for this. Despicable, these banks. Absolutely despicable. Well, allegedly it's 8,500 tonnes, Angelina. Allegedly. Dan, you need a licence to fly the drone as here in the UK, mate. Yes, you do, mate. You have to pass a simple little test, and then you have to apply for a sticker and a little certificate or a little card. You get 60 days to do it, so I'm coming towards the end of it. I've got a friend of mine coming up to help me do that. So you put the sticker underneath the drone, and then you keep the card on you in your wallet. So if you get pulled by the police, you can show them the drone is registered to that card, and that card's in your name. Danny, I'm still subscribed. I have a question for you. One of my mates has just bought an EV from Renault, has just found out they have been hacked and the information has been leaked. Well, I suppose it could happen to anyone, but it's not good, is it? Not good at all. This is the problem, isn't it? All this online stuff all the time. They're doing everything online. Everything is online now. Yes, indeed, my friend, absolutely. Capitalism is a big problem. Do you own 2 restaurants on Sector A? 1 restaurant, my friend. Well, say 1. Sophie's got 1 and I've got 1. RBS. So that's obviously to say that, are we RBS? So, yeah, RBS is probably a good bank, and it's quite an old bank, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, I've not ever heard anything bad about them. Let's move along. We'll see you tonight with Paul. You will indeed, Tina. Afternoon, Alan. Hope you're well, mate. The kids say the bank of mum and dad. Well, that seems to be the way forward, doesn't it? Hi, Danny's dad. I used the Co-op and never really had any problems with them. Yeah, Co-op, again, an old bank. I believe the Co-op is sort of publicly owned, isn't it? I think it's something to do with like the supermarket as well. You sort of buy, you join the club as such. I don't really know too much about the Co-op, to be fair. We will be held to ransom in a cashless society. Cash is the way to stay. You have to either use it or you will lose it. Unfortunately, cash is definitely the way forward. Imagine a cashless society. I can't imagine it. Keep the cash flow going, mate, no matter what. Yeah, the problem is now, isn't it, that you're going to be limited to what you can draw out a week. This is how they're going to get it, isn't it? This is full of control. If you can only draw 50 quid a week, you can't get your shopping, your petrol, your train ticket and pay any bills with your 50 quid, can you? Because it just don't go that far. And that's how it starts. All about control. Banks won't exist without cash and have to follow the Central Bank of England's desires. Well, unfortunately, this is one of the problems, isn't it? When you get paid your wages, so let's keep it all round figures. Say you get paid £2,000 a month, right? That money goes into your account. You don't actually see £2,000, do you? You don't actually see £210 notes. You just see a credit on your account. And when you use your bank card, that credit reduces. So go and spend 50 quid, you got now 1,950. You never actually see the physical money, have you? So cash can be got rid of because it's just a credit, isn't it? It's just a numbers game. When you actually physically draw out cash and you've got it in your pocket, the bank don't hold possession of that. Whereas when your wages go into the account, obviously they do hold possession of it, and allegedly you don't own the money once you pay it in the bank. You've lent it to the bank, so they actually own it. And this is why they can cause you all sorts of problems when you try to pull it out. I've got 76 people watching, which is a little bit quiet, but thank you very much for joining us if you're one of those 76. If you don't mind just giving us a quick thumbs up down the bottom, just underneath the screen, that really helps with the channel. Hi Danny, just visited my son's high school. He will be going next year. There is a little quiz, one of the random questions. How much have Muslims given to charity in the past 1,400 years? Unfortunately, I can't answer that. But it's a strange question to ask, to be fair. Danny, did you hear that the same thing that happened to you at Gatwick Airport happened to George Galloway and his wife for 9 hours? Yes, he was detained, as I understand it, under a different... It was under the same act, but a different section of the act. Now, I thought that was either George getting that wrong, and I would have thought it would have been exactly the same. There is stuff going on in the background with what's gone on with me, so I can't really go into that at the moment because it's early stages, but it's not going to be dropped. And when you look at the people that have been detained under that act, it does make you wonder how legit the whole act is. Is it being abused? We'll find out, won't we? Banks are not there for customers. That is for sure, Alan. Absolutely. Afternoon, Jackie. Absolutely no to digital ID. Did you see the live I done the other day? Allegedly, Keir Starmer was on there saying, please continue and support digital ID. Obviously, it wasn't Keir Starmer, but it was actually quite funny at the time. Everyone was telling me to block him, but I actually found it quite funny. I really struggle with the online thing. I can't write. Use speech to text. Yes, I do as well, to be fair, because my thumbs are quite big. And when I start to type a message, it comes up with an O instead of an I nearly all of the time for some reason. I don't know why. And I think my phone's got used to it now. So if it comes up with an I, it'll change it to an O. I've been with the RBS 30 years, never had a problem. Give it time, Joanne. Give it time. They're all the same. They're all banks. Yeah, the next comment was RBS NatWest is a no-go. So obviously, you've had a problem with that. Co-op is owned by its members. Yeah. Yeah, probably the co-op's not a bad shout, to be fair. Not a bad shout at all. Sorry, Dan, got to go. All being well, but see you later. Paul, yep, cheers, Ian. Well, you're probably already gone now, because that was a while ago. What was that? I'm 4 minutes behind in the chat, so we're getting there. No cash gives the banks the monopoly of everything. It's true, even worse with digital ID. Look, this is all, does no one see a pattern emerging here? And I can't go into it too much because the YouTube and mainstream media and stuff don't particularly like it. But let's go back 6 years, shall we? Or 5.5 years. There's a pattern here, isn't there? About control. Work it out. I can't go into it. I'll let you all work it out. But you'll all know what I'm talking about. There was a certain period of people's lives where they couldn't really do much a few years ago. All part of control. But people don't cross the T's and dot the I's. When you zoom out, zoom right out and look in. Look in the clear glass. It's all so transparent and so clear. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Let's just say I might see things a little bit quicker than some. I remember at the time I was accused of being some sort of weird conspiracy theorist freak. But it's all a few years down the line when it all starts sort of coming out and coming undone. You start seeing it a different way. People, they go a bit quiet then. They don't call you the names anymore. Cash is best. I draw out what I need. That way the missus doesn't see how much I spend on craft beers. I hope she's not watching this, Stuart. You'd be in trouble, mate. My MP says he's opposing digital ID. Well, I hope they all are. But if your MP's Labour, he'll be told what to do, won't he? Was George Galloway detained for pretending to be a cat? Yeah, I remember that. He should be detained for pretending to be a cat. You're not a cat, mate. You're a human being, all right? Cats are fluffy and they've got little towels. And they squat in little cat litter trays. Hi, Jade. Oh, yeah. That fair kid. Yeah, it was actually quite funny. I thought them live the other day. Mine is because the brain injury, Danny. I understand that, mate. Fake Keir Starmer. Yeah, it was funny, wasn't it? Afternoon, Ray. How are you, mate? Life with James. Afternoon, Alison. Danny, I was going to ask you if you knew anyone with the same situation as my mate, if you had any advice. Because I've read out so many comments now, mate, you'll have to put that one back in. Yes, know what you are alluding to 5 years ago. Look, as I'm sure pretty much everyone knows what I'm talking about. In my opinion, it existed, but it was all about control. It's the start. Spain demand cash in most places, which is good. It's true, Sean, they do, although I've seen a vast change in the restaurants where people now pay by card. And I think that habit is coming over from, because predominantly our clientele is English. That habit comes from the UK, tap and go, tap and go, tap and go. Whereas the Spanish people in the Spanish towns generally pay by cash. Afternoon all. I've been speaking about this for 15, 20 years. People used to think I was mad, not so much these days. Do you know what, Mike? It's very, very true, mate. I fell out with quite a few people over this, calling me crazy, calling me mad. Not so crazy and mad now, though, right? Yes, that control ruined my entire life. Took my mum and robbed me of my independence. 5 years and I'm stuck in my house still. Sorry to hear that, Joanne. Look, we get a lot of messages, Paul more than me because his channel is so much bigger, about how our videos help people that are sort of a little bit stuck at home. They sort of join in, they feel part of a community, they feel part of a family. And if that's the case and it can help a few people, then, you know, what we're doing is worth it, isn't it? If that can give some people a bit of comfort and they feel that, you know, watching a live or watching a video, they can connect to that and feel a part of a family. It's all worth it. Hi, Danny. Moved here to Campersol 13 months ago and I love it. Andrew, it's a beautiful country, my friend. Beautiful country. The conspiracy theorists are making more and more sense each day. They were actually really pushed down, weren't they? Trodden down when you start sort of talking outside the realm of what people are listening to on the mainstream media. But the mainstream media now is completely losing any type of credibility whatsoever. No one is going there for their news anymore. I mean, look at that march on September the 13th. 110,000 was the average, what they were all saying was there. That was 10 times that amount on the bridge alone. Digital ID already present. All directors have to get their face and scan. Yeah, it's true. There is a certain amount of it. There is a certain amount of it already, especially in Spain. To be fair, it's very digital ID here. The evidence is now becoming clear on the conspiracy theories. It's very true. Look, there's only so many times that something can be branded a conspiracy theory before it obviously comes out, that it's not. It's clear to see, isn't it, for everyone? Whatever your friend's doing, buying an EV in the first place, Renault was hacked and your friend hacked. Look, EVs, if you're thinking about buying an electric vehicle now, I'd hold off a little bit because they're not taking off like they were predicted to. And you don't want to put your money, like if you bought a new electric vehicle now, they're a serious amount of money. I mean, look at the Porsche, is it the Taycan S? I mean, they were like 125,000. A lot of directors of companies went out and bought one because it was offsettable against their taxes. But now, 3 or 4 years later, where they're trying to trade them in, Porsche won't even take them back because they've dropped so drastically and no one wants them. They won't even take them back in a part exchange. Look at the prices of them now. I think they were like don't quote me on this because I'm not a Porsche person, but they were like £125,000 or something when they were new. And you can pick them up for 35 grand now. I mean, that is a good car to have as a second-hand car. How it will do in the future, I don't know. But batteries, as soon as they need to be replaced in 10 years, it's thousands and thousands of quids. Yes, I agree with you. Have you got on this live stream too, like me? Oh, that's just that's just another person. Hi, Truth Finder. How are you, mate? Nick, hello, Mush. How are you, mate? A lot of older people may not have access to the internet banking or newer technology. What will happen to the forgotten generation that only deals in cash? And that is a massive problem. They've got the ability to have direct debits coming out of their account, and I'll take it most elderly people can do that, my dad included. My dad's 91. He can get all his direct debits, he can use his bank card, but he also likes to go to the cash machine and draw out some cash. And that is the way to go forward. Otherwise, we're all stuck, aren't we? Well, imagine that in the future. Try to buy something online, and the elderly generation can't do that. Excuse me. Yes, I was the same, Danny. Call me crazy, and look where we are now. Yeah, exactly that, mate. Joanne, we are all here for you. There you go, mate. I was a bit late. There you go. Jenny's always late. No, I'm joking. Tap and go was something that they tried to sell as easy. It's true. It was made to be convenient, wasn't it? You don't even need your card with you anymore, your phone. Everyone's always got their mobile phone with them now. That's why it's so easy to spend money. Spend too much money, you get in debt. You can connect your credit cards up to your phone. As long as if you're not keeping track on how much you're spending, you're stuffed, aren't they? The following month, you can't pay your bill, so you pay half. And then the other half, they earn their stupidly high interest on. Debt is the new form of slavery, mate, let me tell you. Channels like yours and Paul's are what keep me sane. Thanks, Angelina. Appreciate that. And that is great to hear that, to be fair. Agree, Danny. Feel part of a family here with you and everyone in the chat. Do you know what? We get an awful lot of the same people on this channel. While it's still relatively small, we get a lot of people all talk, all put the comments up. Everyone sort of knows everyone. And that's why I like doing the lives, to be fair, because obviously everyone knows everyone. It's sort of, we have a decent following on here, don't we? Decent people. All sort of under the same idea of what's going on. You two do me the world of good. Thank you. You're very welcome, my friend. And that is what it's all about. That's a question for Joanne. I'll let her answer in the chat. I told Beeb Licence to get lost, traitors. I stopped paying my television licence in the UK way before I moved to Spain. I actually phoned them up and I said I will not fund an organisation that decided to protect a certain individual that used to be on Top of the Pops and have a fix it for me. I can't even bring myself to say his name. I do know his name, of course. Who protected people like that. So I said, I am not going to fund an organisation like that. And look how many times this happened since as well. But I never used to watch BBC. I don't really watch TV now, to be fair. I'm just YouTube. I get all of my information. Everything I get is from YouTube now. I very rarely watch. I watch a bit of Netflix for a film every now and then. But I very rarely watch the television now. Yes, you're right, Mike. Exactly that, my friend. Danny, did you see that fella from Britain First who was driving around in Manchester with Keir Starmer's embezzled on the side, got pulled over by the fuzz and had his van impounded? Yeah, but he did. You're talking about Paul Golding. Paul's obviously the leader of Britain's First. And first of all, the first time he was pulled over, he was warned that he can't do that. But they did give him all sorts of grief, and it was all deliberate. They got the traffic down, Traffico police down. Traffico, hark at me, been living in Spain too long. The traffic police down to check his van over. Just basically wasted his time, stopped him going about his day. But he was warned at the time that he was given a fine and a warning there that if it was seen again doing the same thing, then he would have his van impounded. So he did get fair warning for it. I'm not saying it's right, but he did get fair warning for it, so he can't say that he wasn't warned. Yes, you, Paul Richard, help my mental health so much, and your live stream groups are so supportive. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Guys, we've got over 100 people watching now. If you can, give me the thumbs up. It really would help. I do check your thumbs up afterwards. I can't see them while I'm doing the live because obviously I'm doing it on live StreamYard up there. So I'm not on YouTube as such. If I go on YouTube and do the live, I can do it, but I can't highlight anyone's comments. And I just think it's a nice touch. EVs have a huge depreciation compared to combustion. Well, there's a lot of manufacturers now are turning their backs on EVs. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I did have an electric vehicle until about 3 weeks ago. A guy bought it off me, and to be fair, he stays local to where he is, and it will work for him. He'll never have to put petrol in it again. But in my opinion, electric vehicles are not the answer. I do think we'll end up having hydrogen vehicles. Now, put that one in a time lapse and come back in about 5 years' time. Let's see whether that's come true, or will I be branded another conspiracy theorist. Wouldn't have an EV, have a new Toyota RAV4 hybrid, great car, worth the wait. The hybrid cars are okay, as long as it's not plug-in. They're a pain in the neck, and mine was a plug-in. But I used to do a lot of long trips. Obviously for the business and stuff, I have to sometimes do a couple of 100 kilometres to get stock and things like that from certain places. So the round trip was a couple of 100 kilometres. You could never find a place that worked, like electric charging station en route. So it's just, we haven't got the infrastructure to do it. But the hybrid ones that are without the plug-in are fairly good, I would say. I was told I was vulnerable. I got scared and then put mum in a care home. Really sorry to hear that, Joanne. A lot of people have struggled in the last few years. You're not on your own, mate. You're really not. My mate got an EV given to him for a birthday gift. Wow. Over 30,000 for a port electric battery. How about that? Dwayne, that's scary, isn't it? Imagine that, 30 grand bill when you put your car in it for a service. For the Porsche Taycan, I take it as Taycan S, yeah. 30 grand. What are they good for, 10 years? Maybe 11. Certain amount of charging cycles, isn't it? It's not the age. Hello, oh dear, sorry to hear that. Was it the COVID jabs that caused your injury? They will track your spending habits and tax you or ban you getting it. Second pint, a bacon bap holiday, second holiday abroad. Look, right, if you're in the position to financially set yourself up, I mean, I've been doing this now for a few years, right? I made my house pretty much off grid. So we grow our own fruit and vegetables so we can eat and, we can juice our fruits and stuff like that. So we pretty much, our shopping bill is very, very low. Obviously we have the restaurants, and if it doesn't get sold in the 2-day period, not that it's still top quality, we bring it back home and we'll eat it, because rather than it going in the bin, why wouldn't I? It's wastage. So our shopping bill is next to nothing. Our electricity bill is very low thanks to solar. Very low. I mean, some months it's 25, 30 quid, which is ridiculously low. And I have a swimming pool outside, which is salt water. So it only takes 4 bags of salt a year, which is £5 a bag. So 20 quid a year. Obviously the running of it, everything in the house, the electric for, cooking, heating, cooling, hot the water, heating the water, the salt water pump for the swimming pool, all of that runs off the solar, pretty much. So our bills are very, very low. And I urge anyone that can make their overheads cheaper to do so. If you've got credit card, get out of your credit card debt as quick as you possibly can, so you're not paying interest. If you've got personal loans, if you're in a mortgage with high interest, as quick as you can. And it's easier said than done, and I totally understand that. It is easier said than done. I'm just going to tilt this down because that's a little bit better. So just try and reduce your overheads as quickly as possible. Don't go and buy something that you don't need on your credit card because you don't need it. Get yourself in a situation where you can reduce your need for earning money, because then that way you're not just working to fund your credit. Does that make sense? Where are we? Your YouTube podcasts like yours and Paul's are much better than watching the Google box. Afternoon, Danny. Really miss Paul's watch content, but support his higher calling. Nice to see you sharing some watch content, mate. I need to work on getting Zero West on your wrist. Darren, I love Zero West. If anyone is ever looking for a lovely, lovely watch that's got a lot of heritage with it as well, pop over and have a look at zerowest.co.uk or .com. I can't remember. You'll have to excuse me for that. But Zero West watches. Great, great watches. I've tried quite a few on at the watch shows and things like that. Absolutely love them. I will do a bit more watch content because I do love watches. I really do. It's one of my vices, if you like. Some people's gambling, drinking, smoking, doing narcotics, shall we say. And, I've not got none of that. My vice is a nice watch, which I like, and I like cars. But, that's quite expensive as well. It's as bad as gambling, I can tell you that. We don't have TV licenses here in Oz. So, yeah, that's interesting. Hiya, Danny. My phone is absolutely flapping away here. Let me just quickly check that because that's Sophie in case it's important. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, Sophie's just messaged me saying that 9-carat gold at this moment in time is £35.36 a gram. Gram. That's ridiculous, isn't it? I'll just let her know I've seen that. Paul Golding, that was funny as. It was indeed. It was indeed. World Wide Web is a form of entrapment. It can be. So can social media. How many times do you wake up in the night, the first thing you do is grab your phone and start scrolling Facebook or Instagram or wherever you're on, X or whatever it is. How much time do you reckon is wasted worldwide a day on scrolling a load of old tosh? People put that amount of effort into actually building a business or learning a new trade or learning a way of making some money. It would change the world around. I'm on a bit of a rant today, aren't I? Sorry about that, everyone. So sorry, Joanne. Who told you that you are vulnerable? When and why, please? Who got your mum put in a care home? I feel more connected to the people in the chat than some of my so-called friends in my actual life. It's true. Angelina, I get that. That's a good comment, my friend. My wife thinks I'm having an affair. Spend more time listening to you guys. Well, Paul, let me just put it out there publicly. Me and Paul are not having an affair. Have you heard from Frank, Ricky Hatton's funeral this Thursday? Yes, I've heard about Ricky Hatton's funeral. That is going to be a very, very sad occasion. I spoke to Frank probably about 2 weeks ago now. I do need to give him a call. Mind you, he can call me as well. Lazy git. Frank, if you're watching, which you won't be because I didn't tell you it was on, give us a call. BBC has 30 years to secure their signal from international or accidental access without paying its 2025. Yep. Right, guys, I have got about 10 minutes left before the devil walks through the door and takes over the house. So we'll start bringing it to a close, but I'll go to the hour, yeah? That's nice, Angelina. That's meant to say, I believe. "100% agree. Feel more comfortable in this chat than out in real life." It's weird, isn't it? The amount of people that say this type of thing. I mean, we're quiet today on the chat. I didn't give anyone any notice. Wow. Joanne, I feel for you, mate. You just continue watching these lives, mate. You're in amongst friends here. Afternoon, Alison. EVs are good if they're cheap and you have your own home solar. Yeah, it's true. When I had the electric vehicle, mine was a hybrid, so it was only part electric. So I think it took about 14 kilowatts to charge the battery from empty to full, which is about €2 for me. And obviously, if I put the charge on during the day, it was running straight from the solar, so it was quite cheap to run it. But I don't miss it, I'm going to be honest with you. There you go. I have a friend that is still not gone out of his house since we're in lockdown. He is absolutely terrified even now. That is clearly, I don't want to call it a mental problem. I would say there's a phobia been created, isn't there? And I would think there's probably not on his own or her own. I don't know who that is, but his or her own. I think there's probably more out there that a bit like that. And to be fair, if you're happy in your own house, who wants to go out? You've got your garden. But it's nice to socialise with people. To be fair, this is one of the reasons we do these lives, because it's a way of me connecting. I can put a video up and yeah, I can answer the comments, but it's not really a direct comment, is it? Does that make sense? These lives are good for that. Paul Golding keeps collecting his van from the pound, puts the banners on again for a protest. You've got to hand it to him. He's resilient, if nothing else. People should check out the English Constitution and the English Bill of Rights used to be taught in schools, but not for decades. Many things happening are going against our rights. It's very true, Jenny. But there's a lot to be said for that. I might get a guy that I know quite well on to have a chat about that at some stage. He's very clued up with it. I've got a couple of friends that are very clued up with it. It would be interesting to get them both on. It would be quite a long live stream, but I might try and do that at some stage. Whether they'll both be up for it, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. There you go, Jackie. People are not on their own, mate. I don't know whether did you collapse before you finished typing that? See, a lot of these comments are replies to other comments, so I don't read them out so much. Tycoon, I was rushed to market, disaster, poor engineered, right. YouTube, MacMaster, add a Taycan. I've been in a Taycan, lovely car, but the one and only time I've been in one, it went wrong. So my friend had to book it into Porsche to get it sorted. It's not exactly a good advert for him, is it? Ah, there, you didn't collapse, mate. Meant to say petrol. Love a big V8. There's nothing that sounds as good as a big V8 engine, is there? Well, the V10's quite nice as well. More watch content. Yeah, I've obviously got quite a few watch followers because a lot of my followers come over from Paul Thorpe's channel. So I will do a few of them. And apologies to the non-watch people that will see them. I won't cluster too many together. I'll just chuck one in every now and then. Because obviously it's not a watch channel. It's not a political channel. It's more about life in Spain and just connecting with people, to be fair. Got 101 people still watching. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, if you don't mind doing so, it's helping the channel. And if you can, always share the channel on your social media because it is slowly growing. We're creeping towards 10,000 followers. I think we've got about 200 or 250 people to go still. Was in a position to pay my mortgage off, but instead funded my daughter's university. So that screwed things. £212 a week student accommodation. Absolutely ridiculous, my friend. But there you go. You have to do what you've got to do. You're a parent and you try and do your best by your kids. But 212 quid a week student accommodation. Absolutely ridiculous. But there you have it. As I say, sometimes things get in the way, don't they? But if you can always pay off your debts, not even just your mortgage, I'm talking about your credit cards and things like that. Get out of that as quickly as you possibly can. If you can't get out of it, look around for an alternative deal where they'll give you interest free for 12 months or 18 months. So say you owe 1,800 quid on a card and you swapped it over to an interest free deal with a different credit card provider, done a credit transfer over to that, and then you divided it by 18 payments of 100 quid. You're then out of debt, aren't you? But you have to stick with it and don't use it. Don't use your old credit card again to build up the same thing, because you get into the same problem. If things are not needed and not necessary, don't go and buy them. What's the old saying? Don't go poor trying to look rich. Not that exactly, but what I'm trying to say is if there's a handbag and you've already got a handbag, don't go and buy it. I mean, I'm a fine one to talk because I'm collecting watches, but I'm not put it on a credit card. I've put it on my debit card. That's a big, big difference. But then she stood to be a jewellery maker, Birmingham School of Jewellery. That's fantastic, mate. At least it paid off. You've done your best for your child and good on you. Just had a broken gold chain fixed that I've had for 30 years. Had it valued to, I was gobsmacked how much it's worth. I would never sell it though. And to be fair, if anyone has got gold, it's worth having a little look now. Although I still think it's got, you will be absolutely amazed how much that gold necklace that you're wearing. And also that's a bit of a warning. Don't go round, if you've got a gold necklace flashing it about and stuff, don't go round in the towns with it, because the thieves and the muggers, they also know how much gold's worth as well. Now I used to know of some thieves that used to carry one of those post the gold for cash envelopes in their pocket. When they mug someone, they immediately put the gold stuff in that thing, sealed it up and put it in an envelope in a post box. That's when there was loads and loads of post boxes around. Obviously, if they then got a tug by the old bill, they've got nothing on them. Shouldn't really say that, should I? Because I'm probably giving criminals a blooming idea what to do. But all the supermarkets scan your face and then know, yeah, it's true, apparently so. Right, so what you got to do then, while you walk into the restaurant, go into the supermarkets, go in with a COVID mask on, a cap and some sunglasses. There you go. I have the same problem. Lefties around me, most friends told me I'm selfish conspiracy theorist for not getting the jabs. They wouldn't let me near them. One then had strokes. I want to talk a lot more about this. I really do. And you can probably feel that I have to go and bite my tongue. There's so much more to talk about with this, but it's not YouTube friendly and I don't want to lose the channel. So you have to abide by the rules at sometimes. Because no channel, no voice. Sorry guys, I'm just flicking through these because I'm going to have to end this live in a minute, because I'll go until Carter gets back and then I'll call it. I'll tell you what, it was a scary time, wasn't it, a few years ago. This Danny and family channel is the best, thank you. I appreciate that. It's nice that people appreciate us all, you know, everyone that comes on the chats. And I know sometimes it's like today's a bit random and didn't really give anyone any notice and there's only a lot of people at work. But these guys will be catching up with it tonight, hopefully. Shielding, I remember that word as well. Who is that looking through the window to your right? Don't freak me out. Stuart, actually, it's weird. Carter woke up in the middle of the night the other day and Sophie got in with him into his bed. And he said, there's a man standing there just staring at me. And he was wide awake when he said it. And then Sophie last night messaged me. I think people think I'm joking, but Sophie messaged me. She went in with him because he was a bit freaked by what he saw. So Sophie went in with him last night. And she messaged me saying I was just dozing off and someone's just whispered in my ear. Not whispered, but like breathed in her ear. I said, you sure it wasn't Carter? She said, no, he was facing the other way. So, we might have a ghost. I'm going to do a video on this, right? Because a few weird things have happened since we've lived here. I don't believe in all that. Let's just put that out there firmly. I don't believe in that. But that could explain it. I'm going to look back in the video now and just watch that window. Well, I'm probably not going to be able to get to the end of the comments now, guys, because I can see we've gone down a fair bit. So I would probably cap any more comments if you can. I'll try and get down to a few more. In fact, I'll just bung a few up and guys can read it. And if you want, you can pause it. What is that one there? Average 4 litres per 100 kilometres. That's not bad at all, to be fair, Stuart. That's diesel economy, isn't it? So that's nice. Yeah, a lot of people, Angelina, have had an awful lot of side effects. Let's just say that. I want to do it. I want to do a video on it, but I don't want to do it on this channel. I should set up a separate channel and then just do a video on that. And if they take it down, they take it down. But I can tell everyone to go over to that channel and watch it. Does that make sense? Sort of a little bit of a side thing. Yeah. It's black belt barrister, mate. Just in case anyone's going to look for that. I'm just flicking through these only quickly because obviously I'm trying to get to the bottom before the Royal Devil walks in. Graham knows more about the constitutional rights. Do you know him? No, I don't, my friend. I don't know him. Danny, did you see McGregor has served 18 months UFC ban, which rules him out of the huge White House event next year? Didn't he want $1 billion to appear in that or something? He's sort of overpricing himself now a little bit, hasn't he? I didn't see it though. No, I didn't know nothing about it. I don't really follow him anymore. He's, you know, when he starts going into boxing matches with a cigar in his mouth that's never lit and walks around with it as if it was some fashion accessory, whatever. Although saying that, I have taken a snapshot of him recently. He went to a press conference with a pair of sunglasses on. I will show you guys it. And I really like them. I've asked Sophie if she can try and find them for me. If anyone knows what pair of sunglasses they are, let me know. Maybe comment in the video after we've finished this one. I don't know what they are, but I really like them. I've asked for them for Christmas off of Sophie, so I do like them. It'd be great to have a live stream about English Constitution, etc. Please, that would be interesting. I can bring 2 people on that know an awful lot about that, but it's whether they agree to come on. Solid state batteries are being developed for vehicles, but progress is slow. They'll be lighter, won't catch fire. That's the other problem, isn't it? It's a safety aspect of these cars. I'm going to read this because this is quite important. Hello, but we all were telling everyone not to take medical advice from the Gov. Why would you take medical advice from unqualified government members? Hope you wouldn't again. Are you on X? I am on X, but I haven't used X for many, many years. I'm probably 10 years, I would say. I am on there. If people want to go over and follow my X, maybe I could start using it again. I can't even remember what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. That's how long I've not used it for. I haven't even got my phone that's connected to it. You can probably... It's a black and white picture of me with my first son. My oldest son. That will probably help out. You'll be to 10,000 in no time, Danny. I hope so, mate. If your friends that dumped you because you believe, then yeah, I've lost. Well, not lost. I've got a friend that won't talk to me at this time. He will come to his senses at some stage when he realises I was right. And start talking to me again. Until that time, it is what it is. Second-hand watches. Try Hong Kong. Plenty of second-hand luxury watches on sale at the pawnbrokers. A recession will flood the watch market for buyers, collectors. It's true, it could well happen. The only problem is you've got massive import taxes, haven't you, if you buy on from Hong Kong? I think it's like 20-odd%. So if you buy a £1,000 watch, it's 1,250, something like that, and a 10,000 is £2,500 on top. So it's not always the best way. Unless you're actually physically there, but then you've still got to declare it when you come through customs. But care home employers didn't full access to your private medical information, do they? True Fighter, I've got to not mention too much about this, but let's just say the government backed down on their threats. I'm just going to ignore that one, Jenny. Thank you very much. 100% friendly. Yeah. Right, I'm going to just quickly flick a few more of these guys. I'm going to miss a few, I'm afraid, only because I'm going to get to the bottom and then we're going to end up. Thank you very much for everyone that's joining me. If you don't mind, could you please give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. Make sure you share this whenever you can. And if you don't mind and you've got time, tonight 9 o'clock on Paul Thorpe's channel, I will be joined by, well, I'm joining Paul on his channel, and we're joined by Supercar Kev. It'll be light-hearted, it'll be a giggle because Kev's quite funny. And if you don't mind and you get time, pop over there. But any help you can do with sharing what's gone on, sharing the channel, still trying to build it, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I can't turn that comment off now, so we're going to go into the, oh, are we? Let's get rid of it. There you go. Thank you very much for joining me. Appreciate everyone taking the time out of their day, and I'll catch up with you all soon. Thanks very much.